What's up? How's it going? Coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be looking at a Jiu Jitsu comp that I did a little while back. Had some good fun with it. Training Jiu Jitsu has been a lot of fun, and it's been a really good experience coming from collegiate wrestling into something like this because it transfers over pretty easily with my wrestling skills. So you'll see some good wrestling in some of the videos, some okay Jiu Jitsu moves, and yeah, just hope you have fun. There's 4 matches in total, 2 gi and 2 no gi. So I'll kind of break down what's going on, or try to, in each one. So yeah, let's just have a look. So this is my first gi match. I actually ended up facing this guy twice, so he figured out pretty quick that I could wrestle just off that feint. So he pulls guard pretty quick on me, and he's kind of got me in a little bit of like a half guard here with my leg tucked in. I was feeling pretty tight coming into this because it was like my first competition over here, my first jiu-jitsu comp, so I was kind of raw and didn't really know what I was doing. I probably had 2 weeks of training under my little white belt here. But yeah, I'm just working into half guard here, pretty sloppy pass. He's kind of got some lapel grips on me. Starts going for like a lapel choke. We go out of bounds, so the ref's putting us back in the middle. We start exactly where we went off out of bounds, so I'm in his full guard. He's kind of got my arm, so now here I'm just trying to pass his guard, open him up a bit. I focused a lot on the hand fighting, just going from wrestling, like that's what you do. So you just fight hands right away. Whereas now, yeah, I started using my legs a bit more, trying to get him posted up. I've got my weight into him, so he's kind of starting to defend my pressure instead of attacking me, which is what you want more of. So yeah, it'd be good for me if I need to start reaching back and peeling those feet there to really pass his guard. I'm pretty, can't really see it, but I'm pretty tied up with his hands, hand fighting a lot. So you can see, tries to go for a slick little arm bar here, but I grabbed my other wrist. He was pretty quick with that arm bar, but luckily that's what everyone had been doing on me in practice, so I learned how to counter it pretty quick just by stacking them up there. So evaded that little submission, but then we're right back to where we were before in his full guard, his full close guard. So I'm kind of just squishing him here, kind of putting my forearm in his neck, because I was like, I don't really know what else to do. He can't breathe very well and he can't think, so that was my whole thought here, was just kind of squish him up. His legs come apart so I can start passing, and I get the pass there into side control, which definitely feels a little bit better for me because it's just like a pinning position from wrestling. So being kind of bad about having my weight on my knees though, but I'm starting to look for Americanas, Kimuras on the other side. He almost catches my leg again there and pulls into his guard, but just got a good cross face here, trying to keep my pressure on him, trying to keep him from rolling off the mat. He's trying to belly over. Probably could have taken the back here pretty easily if I would have just thrown my hooks in and sat up, but I was pretty stiff from my first match. Wasn't really thinking much about taking the back, kind of just thinking about controlling the situation and not giving up any more points. Yeah, it should be, oh, there's a little knee ride right there for 2 points. Something my coach was kind of telling me in my ear. Make sure you're transitioning from one thing to another, keep scoring. He's kind of toast right here, looks pretty tired. As we go back, same thing, setting up back in side control. Yeah, you can see here I'm starting to use like my head and shoulder, try to get into a little Americana position. He's doing a good job of defending, getting good grips and frames. I wasn't being too multi-dimensional with my offense. I was kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go for this one thing. I only knew a couple submissions. Most of them were crossbody controls here, mainly arm submissions, shoulder locks, and things. So that was kind of what I was going for. You see here, I kind of have it locked up, but I need to get my rear arm out from behind his head because that was kind of blocking me from finishing the submission. But it was nice because I got into a nice little mount. So transition to a little head and arm here, head and arm triangle. Yeah, points in Jiu Jitsu, if you don't know, they're kinda, I fully don't really understand them yet, but I got like 2 points for a takedown, and then I think it's another 2 or 3 for passing the side control, and then I got 2 points for that knee ride, and then I think it's 4 for coming into mount here. I remember I won like 8-0, I think was the final score. Little spoiler for you, but yeah. Yep, there's the end of the match. Homie was tough. I actually ended up facing him again in the first round of no gi, so that'll be a little bit more fun. Good job, kid. Alright, here we go. There weren't very big brackets, so it was kind of like first round was the semis, and then if you won the first, you were automatically in the finals. So this guy was fun. He kind of stood up on our feet a little bit more, but he still ended up pulling guard as soon as I did anything that was wrestling related, like a little arm drag to a fake. But yeah, he's kind of a little sloppy with pulling guard, so I pulled me right into side control. Same kind of little deal. I was going for that Americana again, but I didn't make the adjustment to get my arm from behind his neck. There was only 5 or 10 minutes in between each match, so my coach could only tell me so many things, and I could only remember so many things. But same kind of deal here, digging my underhooks, getting cross faces, pinching his body down. He's trying to roll over. Probably could have taken the back right there as well. But I was feeling pretty comfortable just hanging out in side control, working those cross body locks. I think I come up into a knee ride here. Yep, it's my knee ride. Should get my 2 points. And then pretty easy transition over into mount. And then you can't see it here, but I start going for a head and arm triangle. And then it's getting pretty tight. Trying to get my shoulder underneath him. Yep, he taps. And I was kind of surprised that he tapped because I didn't really have it in tight yet. And I was like, "What'd you tap for?" But yeah, it was kind of funny because he came up to me afterwards and he was like, "Oh, my gi got caught in my mouth, so I couldn't breathe, and that's why I tapped." So yeah, I was like, "Okay, buddy, sure." Like, not like I didn't have you in the nice head and arm, but it's all right. So yep, took gold in gi, and this is the start of no gi, which is a little bit more my speed. Ooh, big lift. Yeah, because this feels just like wrestling for me, so it was a lot of fun. He just kind of went for like a guillotine or a front head pinch and sent him on a nice little ride. So this is the same guy that I had in the first round of gi. So then yep, there's my 2 points for the takedown. Now I'm kind of being sloppy here and pulling myself into his full guard, which is something that I've improved on as I keep training, but I was a little bit quicker about coming up onto my feet. He starts trying to go for that arm bar again, but I kind of knew it was coming as well, so blocked it again. He kind of gets a little like advantage nod for going for that submission, which only really matters if the match is tied. That's kind of like a little tiebreaker that they use at the end to decide who wins. But yeah, I'm really just trying to keep pressure forward on him, trying to keep his hips low so he kind of gets tired, so he can't really keep pulling my posture down. He tries to go for that arm bar again. I time it, step out of his guard and pass to the back. So we got a good little seatbelt here. I feel pretty comfortable when I have this head and arm seat belt. I'm just using my chin really to like start exposing his back. It's a nice little choke you can get from here as well that I learned a few weeks ago, that you just keep his head pressed against your chest and shoulder there, and you kind of just squeeze him in real tight, and it's like a pressure thing where it'll start to hurt like the back of their neck and they can't really breathe. So yeah, if I kind of just got more parallel with him and like sucked him up real tight, there's a nice little choke there, but I didn't know that yet, so I'm just looking to put my hooks in. Shouldn't have any points for a back take yet. It should just kind of be a sweep. Yep, so no points yet because my left hook isn't in. I need both legs to be in between his legs to get my points. So really, since I have that other hook in, I just need to start rolling him to the other side. Or here I was just trying to flatten him out, thinking, what would I do in a wrestling match, you know? So this is kind of like 3/4 mount, since he's got my leg in between his, and he's kind of like halfway between mount and back take. So yeah, here I was just thinking about trying to get my leg out, honestly, because it was more of a hindrance now. Yeah, there I am trying to pull it up. He's keeping it stuck. So then kind of put a knee on belly, and then just honestly trying to keep him on his back, because if he's on his back, he's not scoring. But there, we passed the side control, so we get a few more points there. Then I've got his arm trapped on the opposite side, making it hard for him to frame. Try to bump it up to get that head and arm again, but really just sitting out on here, kind of crushing him, trying to make it hard for him. Now I'm thinking knee on belly again. Then we end up in that same kind of like 3/4. Now I'm in his side control, or side mount. Trying to pass all the way to full mount, didn't really get it. So we're kind of just hanging out here. Felt pretty comfortable again, just controlling his upper and lower body. I was kind of looking at the clock since it was right in front of me, which isn't the best thing to do, but I felt pretty confident that I had the match locked up at this point, so I'm kind of just keeping pressure on him. Yeah, basically I'm just like stuffing his head with my knee. It's kind of disrespectful, but just trying to buy out time. Looking at my coach there, trying to figure out what to do. I'm still trying to get that leg out. Yeah, eventually pass into mount. Just get a few more points there. Yep. I'm gonna start working that arm up, trying to get that triangle again, but yeah, now we're just chilling. Smothered him up. I think they gave me a few extra points there for some reason. Not sure why, but scored a few more than in the geese, and then into the finals here. This guy was pretty sporadic. He was keen for a go, so he tries for a body lock there and counter it. And it was nice because he basically pulled me right into side control, so I didn't have to work on, didn't have to really pass his guard or anything, so it was nice. We got 2 for the takedown right away. And you would think I would get points for the side control as well, but usually sometimes if you get pulled into someone's pulled into like a control like that, they don't really give you points for both. It's just one or the other. You kind of have to move from one thing to another to get the points for it. So here I'm just trying to like get a little half Nelson, belly him out. He was really trying to like get his other leg in mine to pull himself onto my back, but I obviously didn't want that to happen, so just keeping him pinned down here. I'm starting to look for taking mount. Get a little scar fold, head and arm. Brought his arm across, so I just trapped it. He's got a good underhook on the far side, so that's why I was trying to be wary about having my hips down low, because he could start fighting up just like this. I got a little guillotine, went for a little inside trip, and then a little knee tap, but I missed the knee tap, and then he gave me a good old headbutt on the side, so I'm like, oh, alright, well, I'm keen, so let's keep going, you know? But the ref obviously hadn't told us to continue yet, so everyone got a good laugh out of it, but I was like, alright, no more messing around. Boom! Big double leg. Not a big fan of getting hit in the face in a jiu-jitsu comp, so had to let him know what's up. And yep, just slapped on a quick little Americana because I finally learned to put my arm on the other side. That was nice. Yeah, he was a good sport. It was good fun. I enjoy guys that are kind of keen like that, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I'm obviously not the best at jiu-jitsu yet. I can kind of get by just because I have my wrestling experience, and it's been a lot of fun training and becoming more knowledgeable and being better at jiu-jitsu, not just being a rough, tough wrestler, even though it is a lot of fun coming in and wrestling, and a lot of people like wrestling with me just because it's not a huge thing out here in Australia, so they like to get better at it, and I like to work on it as well and try to teach people what I know, because that's what it's all about. Just keep growing the sport and helping other people achieve their goals and aspirations. So yeah, it was a nice good competition. Took double gold, and I think we'll have another one here in a couple month and a half maybe. So be on the lookout for that. Definitely record it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you later.